I had to do this one. So Patrick Bet-David, who's also kind of one of these guys, but Patrick Bet-David's like, God, he's in his 50s or he's 60. I don't know. He's old. But he does this whole thing too, where he's like, I'm the finance guru, listen to me. And he's one of these Tim Pool guys where Tim Pool's been on his show, and I'm sure he's gone on Tim Pool's show and stuff. Anyway, Bill Maher, who I don't know if you remember.
I do.
Yeah, Bill Maher's he's always been a weird guy. He was really popular when Bush was president and Obama was president, basically criticizing the right, but he's always been kind of a weird libertarian, and now he's gotten this whole anti-vax bullshit thing, right? But he had Patrick Bet-David on his show, and it's pretty clear, and we'll watch a clip here, it's pretty clear Bill Maher doesn't know who he is. Because Bill Maher doesn't follow that genre, right? And the only reason we know who he is because we do a show where we sometimes make fun of these people because they spew off this like financial advice that's just terrible. So he has Patrick Bet-David on, and basically Bill Maher's a little drunk on his podcast that he has, and basically has no regard for Patrick Bet-David and what a douchebag he is. And it's really funny. So we're going to watch a clip of that real quick. So this is Luke Beasley, and he covered this, but it is just embarrassing for Patrick Bet-David.
Bill Maher brought a right-wing podcaster named Patrick Bet-David onto his Club Random show. And there was a moment that I saw circulating that I want to play and then discuss. And it's a moment where a drunk Bill Maher asks PBD Patrick Bet-David who he's going to vote for. And his response is indicative of a larger phenomenon that I want to discuss. He strangely squirms and avoids directly answering the question for a while, even though, and I've seen a good bit of his podcast, he's a Trump fan, for sure. But again, he avoids saying that for some time. Here it is.
I'm always about this. I do know.
You're supporting Biden, though.
Of course, because we only get two choices. I mean, what is so hard to understand about bad and worse?
They forced America to take the vaccine, Bill. 70% Americans took the vaccine and didn't want to take it. A lot of them didn't
wait a second. When did the vaccine come about? Under Biden? No, under Trump.
No, it didn't. It came 2 days after election was over with. 2 days after election was over with, Pfizer announced it was not under Trump.
Oh,
they intentionally kept
right.
the vaccine.
You're right.
After the election, so they gave the victory to.
That's right. But Trump was not anti. Trump was like, I created the vaccine.
I don't disagree with you. I agree with you. He takes it as a victory. I'm on the same page with you.
Okay,
but there's a difference. Though. Yeah, this is the one difference, Bill.
But
may I say this? May I say this? And then push back. Here's the difference. You know what the difference is? How many times have you heard Trump get on stage and brag about warp speed? We saved 100 million people's lives, right?
Can I just ask you a simple yes or no question?
Yeah.
Not exactly yes or no, but who are you voting for?
I'm voting for whoever allows me to make decisions more and not somebody that decides what's good for me or not.
Bro, we're not in a debate here.
No, the left.
I asked you a yes or
no. Vaccine.
Wait a second.
The state of California and the industry you're in force you to take the vaccine.
So you don't know who you're voting for?
I'm voting for whoever allows me to have more freedom with the choices I make.
And you don't know that yet?
It's definitely not going to be Biden.
Well, then it would be Trump, wouldn't it?
If it's between the two choices?
What? But look at you.
Are you kidding me? It's not even a close call,
but the fact that you just can't own it is very weird, man. You know, this like, who are you voting for? Well, the Constitution says it's two words, Trump, Biden. I'm voting for Biden. I'm owning that. Do I think he's perfect?
But
no.
But I don't think it's like that.
Not even.
I don't think it's like that. I don't think it's like that.
Well, just say you're for Trump.
If a person
I don't
watches
dislike you for your. I don't dislike.
Bill, if somebody watches my podcast, they're gonna know who I'm voting for.
Well,
if somebody watches a podcast, they're gonna sit there.
Odd that you can't just say it.
Because to me, I'm voting based on values. I'm not voting based on.
Okay, but we know what the values are of Biden and Trump and their policies.
Right.
We know everything
the
about
left
them.
Is about force. The right is about choice.
So here's the thing about it.
So you mean the right is going to let me choose what to do with my body?
Oh yeah, totally. That's their whole
thing.
They're
all about choice.
Well, the thing about it, nobody forced anybody.
The right wants me to choose who I marry too.
No, nobody forced anybody to take the vaccine. There was no mandate that you had to take it. What they did do is they allowed employers to say, you can't be here unless you're getting tested or you have a vaccine because you're a liability. So he's talking about taking away freedom from employers to protect their employees and their own interests. So, I mean, he doesn't get it. But the point is that he's playing the same grift. He has to pretend like I'm not biased. I'm not on one side or the other. I'm not getting paid by the right to say these things, even though I'm getting paid by the right to say these things. That's what the whole deal is. He's got to pretend because he's the gateway to the neo-Nazi shit. He can't flat out say that. He's got to pretend like he's not. So he can't flat out come out and say, "Well, no, I'm voting for Trump." That's why he won't say it. Because then later on, if somebody says, "Well, you voted for Trump and this happened and it was all shit," he's got to go, "Well, yeah, I was wrong." But he can't do that. Right? But the whole thing is like, I'm a values guy. He said shit like that. Like I think Bill Maher asked him a question at one point. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched a few clips. But he asked him a question at one point, and Patrick Bet-David said something like, Bill Maher, are you a results guy? Do you like results? And Bill Maher was like, yeah. No, I like it when shit doesn't go well. Of course, everybody. This is like, have you ever seen like when they used to do like Amway and it was like Herbalife, these pyramid schemes, right? And these guys will get up there, and that's what it is. It's like one of these weird corporate seminars every time I hear this guy talk, where like he's trying to sell you a pyramid scheme, which is funny because he made all of his money with a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme to sell insurance. But he's one of these pyramid scheme douchebags. And that's why it's so funny to me, because that's his whole spiel. And that's all they got. Man. But yeah, him and Tim Pool and all those guys. I just wanted to touch because it's such a joke. He can't even answer the question. He's got really tense. It's a simple question. You could just say, "Look, I don't want to tell you who I'm voting for." You could just say that. You don't have to tell anybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say I support people in their desire to like maybe not discuss it or not tell people who they're voting for, because there have been eras in time where I was like, no, I don't really want to talk to you about who I'm voting for. But then I'm not trying to play both sides when I do that. You know what I mean? Like
right.
It's like he's trying to sort of be a marketing campaign for a side and pretend that's not the side he's voting for.
Right.
Like,
that's the needle he has
what are we doing here? What are we doing?
But that's the needle he has to thread to keep the money coming in. Is I'm unbiased, I'm actually very open, and I'm very thoughtful, and I put a lot of effort into this. I don't just buy the propaganda shit. When in fact, well, no, but I'm selling you all the propaganda shit. So he's got to thread that needle where he can't say, well, I don't want to talk about it. He's got to say, well, no, it's pretty clear who I'm voting for. I just can't say it out loud, you know? You can't ask me those questions. I plead the fifth, Your Honor. I mean, that's what this whole thing was. Oh, man.